Finally, it looks like everything is falling in place for Liverpool Football Club. After a long summer, of course, with negotiating and waiting for a centre back and waiting for a forward, a massive update about Alexander Isak, but also Fabrizio Romano gives us one of the biggest hints about Marc Guehi and what is going on with the England international defender. But before we show you what Craig Hope, the Newcastle journalist, who has been reporting on the news about Isak, have said on his personal channel on YouTube, and we just look at the other pieces of news about the reading of other Liverpool journalists as well, and how Liverpool approaches, and also Marc Guehi news, and what is the bid and what is the latest on this bid, of course. But before we do this, I'm going to ask you something. Hit that like button underneath. It looks like thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. This is Footy Judge Mo. Turn on the notification bell. With your help, we can get to 50K close. So subscribe to the channel, of course, if you are new. Turn on the notification bell. And leave a comment below, of course, to know. We'll show you everything on this short video, just to the point right away. Craig Hope have said that Liverpool have waited long enough to not submit a bid. So they're not gonna be waiting that long to actually submit a bid that will get rejected by Newcastle. There are other news as well about the amount of money that Liverpool are willing to offer. As I have believed all summer, and I was probably wrong about this, that Newcastle have kept informing their journalists that they want something close to 150, maybe 140. As it is reported today, and as Fabrizio Romano have said as well, that after the signing of the striker, now Newcastle have gotten the replacement. As we know, that German international Voltemada, who is going to be a striker for them. Indy Kyla have said that both bids have been submitted. Of course, one for Marc Guehi and one for Alexander Isak. We don't know if that is true, but it's about the number. So let's hear what Craig Hope have said. But before, hit that like button, people, and let's hear. He actually said some very, very important news about Liverpool, about the money, about everything, which is related to what Paul Joyce have said, that he thinks that Liverpool will not go as high as 130 for Alexander Isak. They are expected to actually bid 120, which is what they think. There are people that are actually saying that Liverpool will present the offer to Newcastle in the last moment, in the dying moments of Monday. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow, depending on when are you watching this video. The reason why they're going to do this is to force Newcastle hand. Newcastle have a striker that is not willing to play for them again. Newcastle have a striker that is basically gone AWOL, and he's not wanting to play for the club. Publicly, he shamed the club. And also, Newcastle fans have actually started chanting against him in every occasion possible, and every occasion they can. Like today, away at Ellen Road at Leeds, they literally just were chanting against Isak again. Craig Hope has spoken about this. If they're a way back for Isak, Craig Hope have said something along the lines of it's very hard for him to come back, nearly impossible. But Liverpool are doing the smart thing. Liverpool are waiting till the end. They want the striker. They are about to submit a bid that is not as close to the valuation of Newcastle or the asking price, which was the 150 or something close to that, because they aren't giving Newcastle time to actually reject it. They aren't going to give Newcastle any time to think about it. It's either a take it or leave it. If you take it, Liverpool now are in the strong position. The reason why, because Ikitik is playing well, Gakpo's playing well, they have Chiesa. They can basically wait until January, and at that time they can actually try for Isak again for cheaper money. So they are in the strong place. As I mentioned before, basically Isak and Liverpool are playing the game with Newcastle. They are playing the game with Newcastle. Who blinks first? Are you gonna blink, Newcastle? That is what is said. There is Steve here from Redmond TV have said something very, very true. His read. He said the later Liverpool leave their offer, the less chances there is for the rejection or the negotiation by Newcastle, which is what I told you about. At that point, they either have to accept the offer and cash in, or keep a player who doesn't want to play for them. And it's a risky move for Liverpool, yes, but I think it will go for their way. Newcastle will accept the bid. This is what I'm saying. If Liverpool submit 110 plus 10 million pound bid on Monday, which where the deadline ends, basically 120 million pounds, which is 10 extra than what they offered before, Newcastle are forced to accept because the player is not going to play again. Let's hear now what Craig Hope said about this, because it's very, very important. Because before we go to the Marc Guehi news, let's hear what Craig Hope, because actually Fabrizio Romano as well have said something so crucial about Marc Guehi. Let's hear what Craig Hope have said about Alexander Isak.
Liverpool and Newcastle and strikers, where are we at? Now, Eddie Howe was asked for an update. Afterwards, they said that he didn't have one, but this is my information now, guys. And I know there's been a day of various claims and counter claims. Now, it was my information coming into the match that talks had not resumed. There'd been no fresh offer from Liverpool, and that dialogue hadn't reopened. There was even suggestions from Merseyside that Liverpool might not even come back with a second offer, that they might be done for incoming business. I don't believe that for a second. Liverpool have not come this far to leave Alexander Isak high and dry, to abandon him now. He's fulfilled his end of the bargain with his behaviour, with his actions, with the course he has chosen to pursue this summer. Liverpool, I would be amazed, absolutely amazed now, based on how far Isak has gone, if they do not now return with an offer, especially not, as I think it would be a deal that would be quite easy to do.
Imagine if they leave Isak high and dry to the... Oh my God, if they leave Isak now and they don't go back for a bid, oh my God, they have done the guy dirty, to be honest. But let's hear what he says about the amount of money that they are expecting currently.
Newcastle have committed the money to Nick Voldemort. They haven't spent a club record near £70 million on the Germany striker to then keep Alexander Isak. That is my instinct and my information. Now, will they? If they have to, if Liverpool don't return, or if Liverpool return with an offer of £111 million, will they keep him? Well, yes, they might. There still is that chance. There still is the slim chance Liverpool don't return. But this is how I think it will play out, based on a summer's worth of information and based on what I've heard today. This is a summer-long strategy we're seeing from Liverpool. And for me, they've played it quite well. Now, they set the ball, I was going to say bar, relatively low. 110 million is still a pretty high offer, but they set that at 110 million at the start of August there. That was deliberate, that was a ploy. And they've left it at 110 million in the 3 or 4 weeks since. So when they do return, there's no point in the meantime bidding against themselves. So when they do return, the jumping off point was 110 million pound. Now, as I said, this is a summer-long strategy. They've also waited for Newcastle to commit money elsewhere, big money as well. Newcastle are also still pursuing that second striker.
They fucking played Newcastle like kids. They absolutely bullied Newcastle. They bullied, nobody tells me otherwise. They bullied Newcastle. And Alexander Isak is there throwing tantrums, not playing. They literally, oh my God. Craig has said something absolutely magical. They gave them the 110, knowing that it will be rejected, knowing that now the starting point of negotiation is 110. And if they commit money somewhere else, they need to accept whatever bid coming their way now. That's what I keep saying.
Liverpool now will believe that Isak is taking it to a point, the point of no return, perhaps, with Newcastle. That was certainly the mood music during the week on the back of that last-ditch attempt from the owners at Isak's Darris Hall house. Darris Hall. Yeah, was it Darris Hall house? I was right the first time. Was he living in a castle? Yeah, it was a house. At Isak's Darris Hall house to persuade him to stay in, to play. That didn't work, so on the back of that, there has been that acceptance internally that it is best to move on. That has been there all summer to a degree. It's why they've pursued those targets. But Liverpool now, having left it at this point, with Newcastle having committed the money elsewhere, they're going to leave as small a window as possible for them in Newcastle to get the deal done. They don't want weeks worth of Newcastle having the opportunity to reject, because Newcastle guys now, I don't think they want to reject. I think they want to draw a line under that, and Liverpool will know as much. So they will come back, be that tomorrow night or Monday, with an offer, and it could all be wrapped up pretty quickly, because it's got to be wrapped up quickly. And Newcastle will be left with a decision to make, is to do they accept the offer of what we believe will be somewhere in the region of £120 million. Can they push them to 130? Maybe. I've said in videos all summer the idea of 150 being that mark. I've never really thought that to be the case the longer this window is.
Exactly the point. Newcastle have been bullied to lower their price. As he said, the longer the summer goes without Liverpool coming to the table to negotiate, as he said, is basically the point where Isak is throwing a tantrum and they are forced to sell. It's pretty smart by Liverpool Football Club. No one is asking. It's not their fault. It is Newcastle's fault with their player and them not signing a replacement. That is what people don't understand. And that is what I keep telling people. Newcastle are going to be forced to sell below the money that they actually wanted. He said it might be even pushed to 130, but there is no time to negotiate. This is a key moment in the negotiation.
Has gone on. I've always thought 130-ish would be the magic number. We'll see where we go on that. But do I expect Liverpool to return? Yes. Do I think Newcastle are open to the sale? Yes. Do I think we'll get a deal? Most likely. But there are still things to happen for this to happen. So that's where we are tonight. And all of this noise around it, that Liverpool might not come back and Newcastle are perfectly happy to reintegrate Alexander Isak, that's just posturing, I think.
That's actually not happening. Alexander Isak is not going to play again for Newcastle. I don't think it's going to happen. Liverpool have played this the smartest, absolutely. I think, to be honest with you, and I want to hear what you guys think, this is the smartest transfer saga I have seen in my life. And hats off to Liverpool and Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards for playing it this way. They literally absolutely bullied Newcastle here. They told Newcastle, we're not coming back to the table. We're only going to come back to the table when you sign a striker, so you commit the money. You tell us when to come back. And now Newcastle are forced to accept Liverpool bid or Liverpool valuation of the player. That is basically what Craig Hope have said. And listen, hats off to Liverpool for playing this the smart way. But there is more to the story still from Fabrizio Romano.
At this late stage, because it's the standoff and both clubs want to leave themselves in as strong a position as possible entering the shootout, and that's what we've got in the remaining 48 hours.
This is it from Craig Hope. Now Fabrizio Romano came after to talk about a couple of things about the Guehi situation, which is, as you know and as you can see, that as David Ornstein have said, £35 million is the bid that is submitted. It is reported that Crystal Palace want Gomez or they want £40 million committed. Liverpool, as of now, submitted the 35 million plus 10% sell on. They know that they might not sell Guehi in the near future. Of course, we're going to talk about another deal that might actually happen for Liverpool that has nothing to do with the defender or the striker or anything, which is Morgan Rogers. But before we go on, guys, we're still hearing here Fabrizio Romano literally telling us exactly that Marc Guehi is a Liverpool player. Hear this, and you let me know if you think this is done.
Liverpool, the bid is there for Marc Guehi, £35 million plus 10% sell-on clause. Is not a problem to reach an agreement with Palace. From what I'm hearing, Liverpool and Palace will reach.
Basically, it's gonna happen. They will reach an agreement. Liverpool and Crystal Palace will reach an agreement for Marc Guehi.
An agreement for Marc Guehi. So club to club is not a problem and player side is not a problem. He agreed on.
So basically there is no problem. So Marc Guehi is basically a Liverpool player.
On terms. Don't trust all the reports saying that they didn't agree. Marc Guehi has agreed terms. He's ready. The contract is ready. The player is ready to go, travel and sign. But this deal depends on Newcastle. Newcastle have to decide.
He made a mistake here. He means Crystal Palace, just to let you guys know.
Internally. There is a chairman, Steve Parish, who has in front of his table the numbers from Liverpool, £35 million plus 10% sell clause for a player who's out of contract next year and is not extending the contract. So basically, Steve Parish now is on one side, keep your leader, keep your player, Marc Guehi, and obviously lose him on a free next summer, so don't get any money, but you still have Marc Guehi for this season. On the other side, he has the money from Liverpool. So take the money and find the replacement. So the question is, if Palace find the right replacement and give the green light, Marc Guehi will travel because the personal terms are done. Guehi wants to go to Liverpool, and if Guehi is not going to Liverpool today, Liverpool will be ready for 2026. So this is the story around Marc Guehi. If Newcastle call the deal, if Crystal Palace call, the deal will get done immediately. Alexander Isak, guys, contacts again today. The deal as of tonight is not done, despite the reports we had in the last 24 hours. All sources involved from Liverpool, from Newcastle, from player side deny that the deal has been agreed today. So it's not about the game, it's not about Liverpool playing, it's not about Newcastle playing, it's not agreed as of today. But I can confirm that the optimism remains. We are entering into Sunday and the optimism at Liverpool remains. Liverpool have not activated any other option among those who have been offered to Liverpool.
Very strange that Liverpool were offered different options than Alexander Isak, by the way, but they insist that they need Alexander Isak.
Because this week more than 3-4 players, important players, have been offered to Liverpool. Maybe we will talk about the behind the scenes one day, but really important players. This is not emergency solutions. And Liverpool keeps saying that they are optimistic to find a solution and to get Alexander Isak. So the story for Isak remains absolutely on as of tonight. But done is not done. We are around 45 hours to the end of the window, and I think the respect for football fans is to tell you things as they are in this moment, not to do predictions. And in this moment, the deal is not done, but Liverpool sources maintain optimism to sign Alexander Isak.
Basically, that's what I said. That he kind of repeated what Craig Hope was saying. So they are about to actually get something related to the Isak situation soon. But as I tell you, that is my opinion. It will be 120 plus 5, something on the elk. On another note, though, this Lucas Paqueta thing from West Ham to Aston Villa, this is related to Morgan Rogers being linked to Liverpool. Morgan Rogers was on the radar of Liverpool if they sell Harvey Elliott. But Aston Villa were never going to sell him unless they get the replacement. Here you go. The replacement is Lucas Paqueta. Are we going to see a window with Alexander Isak, Marc Guehi, and Morgan Rogers joining Liverpool at the end? You guys let me know in the comment section. This was a long video a little bit because there's a lot of information here. So hit that like button, guys, if you're here. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn on the notification bell, and I will see you guys later. Maybe when the time we wake up, there will be more news.